तो हमेशा देखो कि ये पावर बटन ऑफ रखो, उसके बाद ही ऑन करो. फर्स्ट प्रिकॉशन, बिकॉज if this is already on and you switch this on, normally when you switch on any switch there is a power surge. If the surge protection, every device you open out any device at home also, जिधर से पावर का मेन्स आता है उसके आगे एक सर्किट रहता है दैट हैज सर्ज प्रोटेक्शन. कैपेसिटर रहता है वो बर्न आउट हो जाएगा, फ्यूज रहता है किसी किसी डिवाइस में, बट all that surge protection is there but it may not protect nevertheless. So better switch off. On and off position, if you look at this closely, there is a on position and off position. Normally on and off is indicated by 0 and 1. For example, इधर तो on के लिए ये लिखा है on, but otherwise 0 and 1 will be there. 1 means on. Okay? तो इधर में ये symbol है कि I मतलब 1 means button should be inside and 0 means button should be outside. So button is outside मतलब off. वो चेक करो. अलग अलग मैन्युफैक्चरर के डिवाइस में ये भी चीज बदल सकता है. कोई कोई वाला अंदर रहेगा तभी ऑन रहता है, कोई कोई वाला बाहर रहेगा तभी ऑन रहता है. तो वो चीज पे ध्यान रखो. ठीक है, ये ऑफ किया, फिर मेन पावर उसका चालू किया. ऑफ कोर्स देन naturally two more things are there. is one power under the bench and there is one power for the bench itself. तो ये चालू करेगा, ऑन नहीं हुआ तो अगेन रिवर्स ऑल योर स्टेप्स. स्विच ऑफ एवरीथिंग, स्विच ऑफ दिस, देन स्विच दैट ऑन, देन स्विच दैट ऑन, देन स्विच दिस ऑन, then only switch the oscilloscope on. Better for protecting the equipment. That's all. ठीक है. अभी वो did not shut down properly वगैरह नहीं दिया ना, क्योंकि पहला इसको स्टॉप करके फिर बंद किया था. ठीक है, ओके. अभी ये इनिशियली वो ऑटो सेट में जाता है और कुछ देता है, उसको मारो गोली. ठीक है, लेट अस ट्राई टू सी हाउ वी कैन टेक some data on these oscilloscope. ये probe मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. ठीक है. This type of connector which is there na, the name for this type of connector is BNC connector. ठीक है. BNC connector has a inner pin on which the signal is applied and outer sheath is grounded. The cable itself, if you open this and see, there will be one inner cable and there will be outer what you say mesh, माने अपना ऐसा इंटरवीविंग ऑफ वायर्स का एक मेश रहता है. कभी दूसरा वायर खोल के अपन देखेंगे बाद में. ठीक है, so that mesh is to protect that signal from any types of interfering signals. It acts like a Faraday cage. It prevents any other signal from reaching your cable, and so your central cable will only carry the signal on which you have attached to that central cable. Here what has been done is this wire is connected to the sheath and this is connected to the central cable. Color code is normally black is the outer, which is the sheath, and red is the. If someone reverses the color code, your headache. Easy way to check: take a multimeter, put it here, touch the inner pin, you should get continuity. Put it here and outer pin, you should get continuity. If you want, let us check that. So give me two these wires. You can use for this multimeter. Again same story. ये तो इसका ऑफ बटन कुछ नहीं है इधर से चालू करने का. ठीक है, ideally you should put it in voltage mode. That keeps it protected. Now let us put it in resistance mode. Resistance mode is shown as ohm. Already here you have got these symbols. When this button is out means it is measuring DC, in means it is measuring AC. This button is only for this button. Rest are just, if it is in then it will be voltmeter or decibel meter or milliammeter or ohm meter or continuity tester. ठीक है, continuity tester is connected by a gray line with ohm because only when you are in resistance mode then only the continuity meter will work. Check whether the continuity meter is working. Yes, it is working. Check whether your outer sheath is here. Outer sheath is not connected to this. Somehow some internal connection must be broken. Inner be connected. Okay. ठीक है, आउटर भी चेक कर लो. वायर स्ट्रिपर लाओ एक. Outer is also there. ठीक है, outer and inner both are in touch. Evidently this probe is not working because inner pin and red. Let us check one. So always once you are done with the whatever is the current use of the multimeter, always have a habit of switching it off. Okay, handheld multimeter normally off is by turning the knob to the off position, so please do that. Okay, evidently there is some kind of noise type thing. इसका प्रॉब्लम है, this probe is not fitting properly on the connector. Okay, हुआ, it's a bit tight. Okay, of course I don't know why this is happening. There is some weird noise which shouldn't be there. Okay, I have connected the inner and outer. Ideally this whole thing should be grounded, but it is giving me some random noise signals which I have no clue why. Just to check if it is coming from my body, I will just wrap this, leave it hanging in the air, but it is still there, so I have no clue what that is. Maybe this probe is also not as good as we expect that it is. Okay. Next step, ideally you should get ground here, but if you don't, you can connect this to ground, still not getting anything, unfortunate. Connect this to the inbuilt 5 volt supply, increase the volt per division. Okay. No clue where is your okay. Frequency also seems to be okay. Now alright. That noise was very low amplitude noise. As such, at the level at which you are interested, this signal seems to be fine. Okay? At the level of volts. At the level of millivolts, there is sub noise. There could be n number of reasons for that. Okay? So you can check. The noise level was something like this. Okay? So there is evidently some noise. This is supposed to be pure ground level, but it is not coming to be so. Can't help it. However, this noise is of very small level. This is a 50 millivolt scale. So the noise signal is rising from around 50 millivolt to 150 millivolt. So if you are measuring some very small amplitudes, then this is going to run you into trouble. But on the level on which you are measuring, maybe this is a 2 volt scale, this is a 5 volt signal. You can see 2.5 complete divisions are there. So if you are measuring in volts, this should be fine. If you are measuring in millivolts, try something, change the probe, or if every probe is giving like this, maybe there is some problem at the input of the oscilloscope. Try the other channel. Let us try that. Let us try the other channel. Of course, then you will have to activate channel number 2, deactivate channel number 1 because it is not needed. Go to the triggering menu and change the triggering to channel number 2. Adjust the trigger level in such a way that, okay, it's upstairs. Bring it down. There is no level. Increase the volt per division or decrease the volt per division. Yeah. So the signal is there. Again, same amplitude. You can check whether the noise is there. Here also there is noise. So evidently it is not to do with the channel, or both channels have some ground noise. That is possible. Okay. We don't know the reasons. Use this oscilloscope only for measuring things which are in volts. Not a very difficult thing. Normally your experiments here are waveform generator, active filters, unique oscilloscope. Signals are quite decently good amplitude, so you don't have to worry about this here. Okay. These are the first few steps. Checking the oscilloscope. What are the things to watch out for? There is a channel 1 menu, there is channel 2 menu, and there is a trigger menu and horizontal menu. Okay? 4 are there. What are they? Channel 1, which tells you what is the settings of channel number 1. channel 2 menu, it tells you the setting of channel number 2. This is channel 1 yellow, channel 2 blue. Oscilloscope is color coded, good for you. Okay. Horizontal menu tells you about time per division and so on. There are 2 pages. So first page has some things, and then there is a button which takes you to page number 2. Page number 2 has some things. Okay. And there is trigger menu. Let us run through all the entries in all these menus one by one. Okay. These are settings which are normally there in a cathode ray oscilloscope as knobs. Since it's a digital oscilloscope, all of them are controlled by the software. Okay. First one, each panel here is linked with one function button here. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, and F0 is there. F0 will probably close this. That's all. Okay. F0 is for clicking this cross button and closing the menu or opening it back. Okay. So if you do this, then you have larger number of divisions for getting better, higher range for measuring all your time signals if you need it. Okay. So if you are getting a signal which is just going outside this, close this menu. No? You don't need it. Yes. But when you open the menu, there are few options. F1 button controls the coupling, DC, AC or ground. Let us see what this means quickly. Okay. I connect this signal. You can see that right now, first check the position of the channel 2. My signal is on channel 2. So let me, channel 2 menu. Both are identical. So let us look at the channel 2 menu. Okay. Channel 2 menu and channel 1 menu are identical. Only they control the respective channels. Check what is the current position of the voltage signal. You can, as soon as you touch this knob, start rotating the position knob, it tells you where you are with respect to the center line. Okay. Right now, the signal is being displayed 1.6 volts above the center line. Okay. Now it is being around 2 volts below the center line. So first ensure that your vertical position is at 0 volts. You keep rotating this knob, watch this number or watch this number. This tells you in terms of division, this tells you in terms of millivolt. 0. Okay. First set the level of the signal at 0. Then you are in a position to check with respect to ground where you are. Okay. But this will work only if you are in DC coupling mode. Okay. In AC coupling, it by default splits the signal between its top and bottom value and puts the center line at the middle of it. Okay. So right now the waveform which is showing you is going from minus 2.5 volts to plus 2.5 volts. But in reality, the actual signal coming from the signal generator, which is the inbuilt signal generator of this oscilloscope, is actually between 0 to 5 volts. If you have a signal which goes from 2 to 6 volts, if you put it in DC mode, lower part will be at 2 volts, upper will be at 6 volts. If you put it in AC mode, it will put the signal between minus 2 and 2. It will display that.
Minus 2 and 2.
It will take the lower and upper, take the middle point as 0. So 2 to 6 volt means total amplitude peak to peak is 4 volt. So it will split that 4 volt into 2 equal parts and show half of it below 0 and half of it above. So always make sure when you are doing waveform measurements, etc., it is a good idea to check whether this is in DC mode or AC. Ideally, it should be in DC mode. That will tell you whether you are going between 0 to 5 volt or between minus 2.5 to 2.5 or watt to watt you are going. In AC mode, whether your actual signal is between 0 to 5 volt or minus 2.5 to 2.5 or minus 5 to 0, all are 5 volt amplitude. Okay? They will all display the same. It will always show the signal between minus 2.5 to. So the DC component, how much is the shift away from the ground position, is not counted when you are in AC. Okay? When you are in DC mode, that is actually counted and you can clearly see the signal is between 0 volt and 5. Okay? Normally, if you are working with two signals, examples LVDT, waveform generator, active filters, it is often a good idea to displace one channel such that its zero level is at this position, which is actually 5 volts or 4 volts below the original. So let me set this at minus 4 volts. Okay. and set the other channel over here. So ground level of one channel will be at this position, ground level of the other channel will be at that position. This gives you the advantage that both waveforms will be clearly visible. One waveform will be in the upper panel, one waveform will be in the lower panel. Use the oscilloscope cleverly this way. Don't do this very bad method of keep on changing the probe from input to output. At some stage you yourself will get confused. If you use one channel for input and another for output, there is a clear map in your mind. Yellow means input, blue means output, or vice versa. Blue means input, yellow means output. You have guarantee that you will not get confused. You can also simultaneously measure phase. In active filters experiment, an interesting thing to note in the side margin is the phase of the output with respect to input. It doesn't remain same. I don't know if you have been asked to do that, but there is a reason for that, and I will ask you to find out that reason on your own. But the phase shift can also tell you how much should be the gain. Means there is a direct relation between the phase shift and the gain in any filter circuits, LC and RC based filter circuits. So measurement of phase can, even if you can't measure the amplitude, measurement of phase can give you information. Okay? So also do measure the phase when you are doing active filters. LVDT similarly, you can check the phase between the input and output. That's also an interesting thing. Okay? For that purpose, it is easier if you have both channels simultaneously displayed and have them displayed in a very clear manner that this midpoint of the upper panel is the upper channel, midpoint of the lower is the lower channel. For that, basically put both the probes on ground coupling and then adjust this level till it matches with this. And here there is a measurement also in cathode ray oscilloscope. You have to do it by manually. But here you can say that this is at minus 4 volt, this is at plus 4 volt, okay. Now you can do the further experiment. Now if I remove this from DC coupling, I get this. If I put it in AC coupling, I get this. माने midpoint के इर्द और गिर्द वो signal को distribute कर देगा. So usually if you are interested in the voltage levels, then put it in DC mode. If you are not interested in the voltage level, only in the waveform, then you can put it in AC mode as well. Okay? But you should know that these three modes are there. Ground money, basically it will ground the circuit internally and give you this. Interesting to see what happens to this when you are scale is increased. Internal ground works properly. This doesn't show any noise. Okay? It is only when you are connecting this wire to this wire that it shows noise. So maybe the noise is something because of the cable. It's not an internal problem of the oscilloscope. Alright. So first panel clear हुआ coupling F1 button. ठीक है? DC coupling, AC coupling and ground coupling. ठीक है? Ground coupling is basically to check the internal ground of the oscilloscope. That itself has noise, something faulty with the oscilloscope. Don't use that oscilloscope. ठीक है? Second one is something which you don't have to bother about, except that it should not be on. So this is a bandwidth filter, which is basically a low pass filter. It filters out any high frequencies above 20 megahertz. Okay? So if you put that, then very high frequency signals will appear distorted. So better to keep it off. In most of our experiment anyway, we are typically in few kilohertz, so it doesn't matter actually. But in general, it is better to keep it off. If you keep it on, there could be distortions. If there is high level noise, let us watch this. See? Okay? If there is high frequency noise, okay, when you put on this filter, you can see the difference.
Yes, sir.
Very very high frequency noise. High frequency means low time period. Means ऐसा जो फुरफुर है ना, वो कम होता है. दिख रहा?
Yes, sir.
That is because if there is some high frequency noise component because of some other part of the circuit, that gets removed, and only the average behavior means low frequency behavior remains. Okay? In our experiments, this is usually not a very crucial thing. And plus, if you are measuring somewhere near few megahertz, maybe 10 megahertz or so, then a 20 megahertz filter will actually distort the waveform slightly. So, better to keep it off is my opinion. If you are getting lot of high frequency noise, feel free to switch it on. Okay? Your choice. Generally keep it off. F3 controls how the volt per division knob works, this knob. Okay? Already it is shown here, volt per division knob. If you want the amplitude to be shown bigger, you turn it this way. If you want the amplitude to be shown smaller, you turn it this way. which means turning this way is basically a higher voltage scale and turning that way is lower voltage scale is what I understand from these symbols. It could be ulta. What is their intention? I don't know. Okay. Do they mean that use this for lower amplitude waveform and use that for higher amplitude waveform, or do they mean that do this to display it chota and do that to display it bada? These are two opposite things. So we have to check क्या करता है वो.
Only the
ऐसा
scale.
घुमाने से क्या ऐसा घुमाने से क्या होता है, बड़ा होता है, तो बराबर है. इस बार displaying it big and volt per division becomes small. ठीक है. ठीक है, दिस इज 2 वोल्ट पर डिवीजन, दिस 1 वोल्ट पर डिवीजन. ठीक है, वोल्ट पर डिवीजन ऐसा घुमाने से वोल्ट पर डिवीजन का वैल्यू कम होता है तो वो फॉर्म बड़ा दिखता है. ठीक है, तो ये ऐसा कॉमन सेंस के लिए, बड़ा दिखने का तो ऐसा घुमाओ, छोटा दिखने का तो ऐसा घुमाओ. इफ इट इज लुकिंग टू बिग, घुमाओ इट टुवर्ड्स द छोटा वेव फॉर्म. इफ इट इज टू स्मॉल, घुमाओ इट टुवर्ड्स द बड़ा. ठीक है, नाउ this is to control how the volt per division knob works. ठीक है, you can have coarse control which goes in big steps, 2 volt per division, 1 volt per division, 500 millivolt per division, etc. You can also have fine scale which is अभी 2 volt per division है ना, 1.98, 1.96, 1.94, 1.92, 1.90. Where is this useful? If you have a waveform which has amplitude which is not fitting from 1 volt per division to the other, ठीक है, then you can rotate this knob till it fits. अभी देखो इसको. ठीक है, अभी दोनों ये वेवफॉर्म 3 डिविजन्स कवर करने तक मैं इसको घुमाऊंगा. घुमाया तो 3 डिविजन्स इज हाउ मच? 1.72 volts multiplied by 3, which is 5.16 volts. So this tells me that approximately the amplitude of this guy is 5.16 volts. Of course, I have set it 5 volts, but if you want an accurate measurement, this is how you do. ठीक है, exact मिल जाता है. ठीक है, तो ऐसा सब फाइन, बट जनरली फाइन इज नॉट ए गुड थिंग अनलेस यू आर आफ्टर ए वेरी स्पेसिफिक टारगेट. तो इसको प्रॉपर कर लो 2 वोल्ट पर, एंड इफ यू पुट इट ऑन कोर्स देन डायरेक्टली इट गोज टू द नियरेस्ट कोर्स डिवीजन ऑटोमेटिकली. मतलब ये 1.98 पे था, देखो ये भी है 2.16 वोल्ट पर डिवीजन में. नाउ आई मेक दिस कोर्स, अभी वैसा ही रहेगा. ये जैसे घुमाऊंगा और नेक्स्ट क्लोजेस्ट कोर्स डिवीजन पे चला जाएगा, 2 वोल्ट पे जाएगा, नहीं तो 5 वोल्ट पे जाएगा, 2.96 को भूल जाएगा. ठीक है, नॉर्मल एडवाइस इज कीप दिस ऑन कोर्स अनलेस यू हैव ए वेरी स्पेसिफिक मेजरमेंट टू डू which in the course division you are not getting a clear reading, then use the fine division. After using the fine division for that particular reading, be sure to reset this back to course and इसको 2-3 बार आगे पीछे घुमा दो so that it is back in course divisions. Then take the next reading. Whenever you need, you can go to fine division, but generally advised manner or what you are used to with cathode ray oscilloscope is coarse volt per division. Fine control normally fine control is called uncalibrated setting in your cathode ray oscilloscope. किसी किसी के कॉलेज में रहा होगा, वोल्टेज पर डिवीजन के सेंटर में एक छोटू नॉब रहता है, उसको घुमाएंगा तो अनकैलिब्रेटेड हो जाता है. ठीक है, here since it's a digital oscilloscope, it is not uncalibrated, it internally calibrates and actually tells you the voltage, so that is good. ठीक है, चलो next one is probe setting 1x, 10x, 100x and 1000x. Keep this on 1x. This is for special measurements. The oscilloscope has a rating. What is the maximum volt you can put? It is written here. Maximum 400 volts input. ठीक है. Suppose I want to measure 1 kilovolt input. Some circuit is there where 1 kilovolt waveform is there. I want to measure. If I directly connect, this guy will die because signal is exceeding the upper rating. Upper rating is 400. Recommended is normally use something like 50 to 75% से ज़्यादा मत जाओ because with wear and tear the components inside is supposed to be protected against 400 volts, but that with wear and tear it may reduce. So ideally, if the instrument is rated for dash n volts, then normally don't go beyond 50-60% of this. Normally advised. ठीक है. So obviously 1000 volt इधर direct नहीं दे सकते. What people do is you have this grey color probe. वो एक दे दो जरा. For example, this probe. ठीक है. It has a setting in the probe. ठीक है, there is a setting here which says 1x and 10x. ये किसी ने मूर्ख मनुष्य ने 10x पे रखा है. ठीक है, इसको 1x में रखो. ठीक है, the 10x setting is for if your signal is let us say 1000 volt or 1 kilovolt. When you put it on this setting, इधर तुम 1000 volt applied करेगा, internally there is a potential divider which passes on only 100 volt over here. It divides by a factor of 10. So 10x means I am reducing by a factor of 10. So whatever is the voltage here measured, uska 10 times is the actual voltage. That is what this 10x is. Okay. So keep all these probes if you are using. These are the probes which came with this oscilloscope. Please keep it on 1x. Don't keep it on 10. 10x means the potential divider of 1:10 ratio will be used internally. तो यहाँ पे 1 वोल्ट दोगे, यहाँ पे 100 मिली वोल्ट ही आएगा. और तुम बोलोगे मेरा एम्पलीट्यूड कम है, मेरा एम्पलीट्यूड कम नहीं है, वो तुम इधर से कम किया है, तो नॉर्मल रखो 1x में रखो. ठीक है. If you are using such probes for such high voltage applications, then this probe setting can be used simultaneously, so that इधर मैंने 10x किया तो 1000 वोल्ट का इधर 100 वोल्ट आ रहा है, इधर भी 100 वोल्ट जाएगा, पर डिस्प्ले पे तुमको फिर से 1000 वोल्ट दिखाएगा. डिस्प्ले पे एक्चुअल वैल्यू दिखाएगा. सो प्रोब सेटिंग एंड दिस प्रोब सेटिंग शुड मैच. देन द सिग्नल इज इंटरमीडिएटली कन्वर्टेड टू ए लोअर वैल्यू which is acceptable to the instrument, but on the display digitally it will show the actual value. So probe setting and this probe setting should match. So short form for those who didn't understand all this discussion, always keep this on 1x and always keep this on 1x. When you turn on the oscilloscope, I believe default setting is 10x, and this is where many people get stuck. 50 volt 60 volt का सिग्नल दिखेगा तुमको, that is actually 5-6 volts. वो 10x करके जबरदस्ती दिखा रहा है. तो first go to both the channel menus and press this till it comes highlighted on 1x. ठीक है. You can see when I put this on 10x, it is telling me that this scale is 20 volts per division and the position is 40 volts. If I put on 100x, it will tell me this scale is 200 volt per division and this signal is 400 volt or something like that. So total signal is 500 volt. इधर तो 5 वोल्ट दे रहा है, तुम 500 वोल्ट किधर से आया? वो जादू करके आया, बिकॉज इधर मल्टीप्लाई बाय 100 उसने किया. ठीक है. इसको 1x में रख. Short version of this discussion, always remember to keep the probe on 1x, always keep the probe multiplier here also on 1x. End of the story. Short form. ठीक है. Last one is inversion of waveform. Inversion of waveform is very again let us have a discussion on this. See, when you are using DC mode, inversion will just change the voltage values from 0 to 5 था उसको 0 to -5 कर देगा. If you are in AC mode, it will just invert the waveform because ऊपर और नीचे का लिमिट फिक्स है, सिर्फ पलटी करने का उसको. ठीक है. So again, just by checking the invert knob, it is a short way of checking whether you are in DC mode or AC mode. Even if ये नहीं दिख रहा है तो इधर से मालूम पड़ेगा. AC मोड में रहेगा तो सिर्फ पलटी खाएगा वेवफॉर्म, DC मोड में रहेगा तो ऊपर नीचे जाएगा. ठीक है. तो फिलहाल इसको ऑफ ही रखो. You don't need to invert the signal. ठीक है. Some experiments where the phase change is 180 degree. LVDT is an example. For one of the probe you can use invert if you are uncomfortable with both the waveform getting उल्टा something. ऐसा कुछ जरूरत पड़ने से करो, लेकिन याद रखो इसको ऑफ रखना है. डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग, लेट मी रिपीट. F1 बटन कपलिंग बटन, put it in DC mode. Second, F2 button is for bandwidth filter, keep it off. ठीक है. Third is volts per division, keep it on coarse mode. Fourth is probe setting, keep it on 1x, and fifth is invert setting, keep it on off. ठीक है. This is the summary of channel menu. Channel 1 has a similar menu, identical menu. ठीक है. Again here also all the things. Bandwidth filter is off, this is in DC mode, voltage is in coarse mode, probe is 1x and invert is off. So this is also in the correct setting. ठीक है. This is clear for everyone. तो ये सब पहला चेक करो ऑसिलोस्कोप पे. देखो इंस्ट्रूमेंट कोई भी यूज करने के पहले वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट बराबर सेट है क्या, टू मेजर दोस थिंग्स. दिस इज द फर्स्ट थिंग यू हैव टू डू ना. So whether that instrument is capable, whether the instrument has been set properly, this is very important to check this first. ठीक है. Next, horizontal menu. Nothing special over here. First part of the horizontal menu, just check it, don't worry about it. Directly with the F6 button you can go to page number 2. Page number 2 has time per division and horizontal position. They have fine and coarse settings. ठीक है. Default setting is time per division will be in coarse setting, so you can see time per division when you keep pressing rotating it. This is right now 200 microsecond per division. Now it is 80 microsecond, 80, 200, 400, 800, 2 millisecond, 4 millisecond, 8 and so on and so forth. ऐसे 2, 4, 8 के मल्टीपल्स में ये चलता है इसका डिवीजन. ठीक है. You can put this also on fine division. This is especially useful for measuring frequency if you want to measure frequency, because then you can actually, once I have put it on fine mode, I can exactly measure. अभी देखो इसमें कितना डिवीजन आया, 6 डिवीजन. चलो ये 5 डिवीजन आया ना हॉरिजॉन्टली 1 2 3 4 5 डिविजन्स 5 डिवीजन मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100 माइक्रोसेकंड कितना है 500 माइक्रोसेकंड मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2 because it is half the waveform ना this is a complete waveform तो 1000 माइक्रो ना 1 millisecond 1 millisecond inverse is 1 kilohertz and that is correct this is a 5 volt signal at 1 kilohertz ठीक है बिकॉज इसमें 2 4 8 का सेटिंग है 5 कभी आता नहीं है तो 5 वाला कभी मेजर करना है तो इट्स ए गुड आइडिया टू do the fine setting and bring it on some setting which is there. Same way, if you press F3 again, it goes to course setting and goes to the nearest course setting and sits there. ठीक है? Fine.
Yes.
Very good. Horizontal position always this is showing here 0 second, but always make sure that you are at 0. Otherwise, this is useful if you want to measure the relative phase between two very close signals. So the first signal is here, second signal is slightly shifted, very slightly shifted. How much is that slight if you want to know? One way of doing that is shift the waveform. Both the waveforms will shift and measure by how much you had to shift to bring this on that reference point. Okay? For example, if you have two waveforms, one on channel 1, one on channel 2, riding at the center. Let me try to simulate that in some way. Okay? So, the second waveform, suppose it is shifted from the first by some amount. Okay? I can't simulate it exactly. Imagine there is one more waveform here.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है एंड दैट उसका ये जीरो क्रॉसिंग इधर किधर तो आ रहा है बीच में अभी वो पॉइंट फ्यू डिवीजन है उसमें एक्यूरेट रीड मिलेगा नहीं तुमको एक्यूरेट रीड मिलने के लिए क्या करोगे पूरे वेवफॉर्म को शिफ्ट करो जब तक कि ये ऊपर वाले वेवफॉर्म का एज इस पे कोइंसाइड नहीं होगी नीचे वाले वेवफॉर्म का कोइंसाइड था तभी तुम्हारा इधर का सेटिंग 0 था बराबर नीचे वाले का टच होगा तभी इधर का सेटिंग देखो कितना है 105 माइक्रोसेकंड सो टाइम डिले बिटवीन देम इज 105 माइक्रोसेकंड that is what you wanted na yes. Accordingly once you know the frequency of the waveform this time period divided by total time period of the waveform multiplied by 2 pi will give you the phase difference so phase difference measurements ke liye this is useful we are on horizontal menu page 2 theek hai but this is by default on fine setting horizontal position you can also make it on coarse setting which is according to me a useless thing but wo aisa discrete amount se shift karega theek hai don't do it put it on fine and keep this shift on 0 simplest thing you can do okay so before you start the experiment put both the channels on ground coupling okay channel 1 ground coupling and adjust it to whichever 0 you want if you are measuring single waveform then adjust it at this 0 if you are measuring two waveforms simultaneously and want a comparative study set it at this point jo bhi hai you can see the exact setting over here sorry 2.0 वोल्ट ठीक है 1 वोल्ट पर डिवीजन पे चल रहा है 2 ठीक है चैनल 2 पे जाके वही काम करो चैनल 2 मेनू दबाओ कपलिंग को ग्राउंड कपलिंग करो एंड उसका भी पोजीशन फिक्स करो वो भी है अभी 4.00 तो ये दोनों फिक्स हो गया हॉरिजॉन्टल मेनू में जाओ सेकंड पेज पे एंड फिर इसका हॉरिजॉन्टल पोजीशन भी बराबर 0 करो ठीक है नाउ योर ऑसिलोस्कोप इज सेट फॉर डूइंग एक्चुअल मेजरमेंट्स ठीक है बिफोर दिस डोंट स्टार्ट डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट मेरा नहीं आ रहा है मत करो तुम्हारा एक्चुअल वेवफॉर्म उधर रहता है मतलब ये इधर रहता है मतलब मैं कितना ट्राई किया वे भी नहीं कैसे आएगा यार तुम्हारा वर्टिकल पोजीशन किधर ढलता ही है तो किधर से आने वाला है एंड इट विल शो सी इफ इट इज आउट ऑफ रेंज ये एरो देख रहा है फर्स्ट चैनल का रेड हो जाता है ठीक है इफ इट इज इन रेंज इट इज ऑफ द नेचुरल कलर ऑफ दैट चैनल नेमली येलो बट इफ इट इज आउट ऑफ रेंज इट बिकम्स रेड मतलब तुमको दिखा भी रहा है कि तुम्हारा आउट ऑफ रेंज है ठीक है फिर भी तुम लोग बोलते मेरा नहीं आता ठीक है ये वाला भी देखो नीचे से भी बाहर जाएगा तो रेड हो जाएगा दिख रहा रेड है चैनल 1 और चैनल 2 का एरो नहीं है तो वो वाला मेनू प्रेस करो ठीक है इसको डबल क्लिक करने से वो चला जाता है मतलब डोंट डिस्प्ले चैनल 1 डोंट डिस्प्ले चैनल 2 ऐसा रहा तो पहले डिस्प्ले चैनल 1 ये लाइट चमक रहा है तभी चैनल 1 दिखेगा और ये चमकाया और ये लाल है मतलब वो आउट ऑफ रेंज है उसको पहले रेंज में ला वैसे ही इसको चमकाया और ये आउट ऑफ रेंज है तो लाल दिखाएगा, फिर उसको रेंज में लाओ, ठीक है। रेंज में लाने के बाद बाकी का काम शुरू होता है, ठीक है। हॉरिजॉन्टल मेनू में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, पोजीशन वैसे ही कंट्रोल हो जाता है। हॉरिजॉन्टल मेनू में जाएगा तो मालूम रहेगा कि क्या सेटिंग चल रहा है, ठीक है। ये भी आउटसाइड गया तो मेरे ख्याल से रेड दिखाना चाहिए, देखते क्या करता है, इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी, ठीक है। नहीं, वो किधर है वो दिखाएगा, तुम्हारा वोल्ट पर डिवीजन तो दिख रहा है, ये 2 मिलीसेकंड आगे है फ्रॉम 0, तो तुम आ जाओ वापस टिल इट बिकम 0, ठीक है। तो ये 3 सेटिंग याद रखो, चैनल 1 का ग्राउंड, चैनल 2 का ग्राउंड और टाइम का 0, ये तीनों को सेट किए बिना कुछ भी नहीं शुरू करने। ये सब वो बोलते हैं ना, वो शुरुआत में गणपति का पूजा करते हैं, फिर देवी का करते हैं, फिर बाकी का करते हैं, वैसा गणपति पूजा जैसा समझो इसको ऑसिलोस्कोप का, कि पहला ये करने के बिना कुछ करने का, ठीक है। 4th पॉइंट, ट्रिगर मेनू. Trigger menu has usual settings which are there in any oscilloscope, but for our reference let us try to first let me put one of the ये वाला है भी ट्रिगर मेनू, ठीक है। ट्रिगर मेनू F1 button, don't touch it, it should be on edge mode, default is edge mode only, means ये edge trigger, video trigger, pulse trigger, slope trigger, means when the slope attains certain value then only it will trigger. Edge trigger means whenever the edge crosses that particular voltage level it will trigger. Let me give an example of trigger menu. देखो ये arrow दिख रहा है राइट साइड का, लेफ्ट साइड arrows are for showing what is the voltage 0 of that channel, ठीक है। राइट साइड arrow is for showing the trigger. अभी कुछ दिख रहा है क्या तुमको? अभी है ना वेवफॉर्म स्टेबल नहीं, वेवफॉर्म स्टेबल नहीं, दिस यूजुअल प्रॉब्लम। वो मैं बहुत किया वेवफॉर्म है लेकिन वो रुकाच नहीं, क्यों नहीं रुका वो? क्योंकि तुम ऑसिलोस्कोप को क्या बताए हो इंस्ट्रक्शन, ऑसिलोस्कोप इंस्ट्रूमेंट है, उसको इंस्ट्रक्शन तुम दोगे वैसा वो काम करेगा। उसको तुम क्या बताए हो कि जैसे ही वेवफॉर्म का एज इस लेवल को क्रॉस करता है उस समय पे वेव को रोक, पर वो इसका एज क्रॉस कर रहा है क्या उस लेवल को, तो क्यों रोकेगा वो? अनलेस द ट्रिगर पोजिशन, ट्रिगर लेवल is between the upper and lower limit of the waveform will not trigger. If it is outside, ये ऐसा ही घूमते रहेगा. If it is outside from the other side, ये ऐसे ही घूमते रहेगा. Only when you are within the upper and lower limit of the waveform, then it will trigger. ठीक है? And this is on edge triggering mode, which means that whenever the edge crosses this green line, at that time the waveform will stop. Sine wave, square wave है ना? इसको एक साइन वेव देके देखते हैं, थोड़ा अच्छा कुछ करते हैं आज। ऑक्सिलरी जनरेटर फंक्शन, लेट अस होप दिस वर्क्स प्रॉपर्ली।
सर
यस
सर, मतलब एलवीडीटी एक्सपेरिमेंट करते वक्त वो जो गिवन डिस्प्लेसमेंट है उस पे हर बार वो स्टॉप नहीं करना।
स्टॉप नहीं करने का, ट्रिगर बराबर रखेगा तो स्टॉप करने की जरूरत है, अपने आप स्टॉप होएगा। ट्रिगर मेनू के बारे में एक एक करके चलते हैं, बट लेट मी डेमोन्स्ट्रेट द आइडिया ऑफ ट्रिगर लेवल फर्स्ट, ठीक है। अभी इसमें से कुछ भी नहीं आ रहा है, ऐसा क्यों है?
ऐसे
फंक्शन जनरेटर बराबर है, लेवल मैक्सिमम पे क्या हो गया? एटेन्यूएशन नहीं है, नहीं आ रहा कुछ, क्या बात है? 1 किलोहर्ट्ज ठीक तो है। फंक्शन साइन वेव, अच्छा प्लेस, ठीक है, होता है, happens to all of us. चलो, this is there ना? Now see what happens when I change the trigger level. The trigger level controls the zero crossing. दिख रहा? Yes. It is not crossing at 0. I don't know why. But basically, as the trigger level moves down, whenever that edge of the sine wave is crossing me, that is when that is the point where the waveform stops. Basically, you have told stop the waveform when the green line intersects the blue line. Yes. And that is where it is stopped. Okay? Now, if you are outside the range of this, then you will get this. Okay? Okay, you will get this. When you are inside the range, टॉप के नीचे आ गया, थोड़ा पे आ गया तो बस परफेक्ट स्टॉप. ठीक है. जैसे बाहर गया अगेन दौड़ेगा तुम्हारा वेवफॉर्म. तो फुकट का ये रन स्टॉप बटन यूज करना बंद करो, प्रॉपर ट्रिगर लेवलिंग करोगे तो हो जाएगा. ठीक है. लेट अस मूव फॉरवर्ड. ठीक है, ये एक बात हो गया. ट्रिगर मेनू पे चल रहे, एज ट्रिगरिंग यूज करो, बाकी कुछ मत करो. ठीक है. तो ये एज में नहीं है तो इसको एज में लाना पड़ेगा. डिफॉल्ट इज एज, सो यू डोंट हैव टू वरी. ट्रिगरिंग सोर्स, आई हैव केप्ट इट एट channel 2. If I keep the triggering source as channel 1 and my signal is on channel 2, it will never stabilize. Triggering source has to be channel on which you have the waveform. ठीक है. channel 1 पे waveform ही नहीं है, पर तुम ट्रिगर मेनू में क्या लिखे हो, चैनल 1 को देखो, और चैनल 1 जब ग्रीन लाइन को क्रॉस करेगा तभी रोको वेवफॉर्म. चैनल 1 में सिग्नल ही नहीं है, बेचारा करेगा क्या वो, उसकी क्या गलती है. तुम बार बार बोलते हो इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं चल रहा है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं चल रहा. ठीक है. सो चैनल 1 एंड चैनल 2 ट्रिगर किस पे है ये जरूरी है. उसके हिसाब से तुम्हारा वेवफॉर्म स्टॉप करेगा. LVDT, एक्टिव फिल्टर्स यूजुअली कीप द ट्रिगर ऑन द इनपुट, not on the output, because output amplitude varies, input amplitude is constant. ठीक है. So keep the trigger always on the input वाला channel, not on the output वाला channel. So initially both the waveforms will stop because initially both amplitudes are high, but after some time output amplitude goes low, it crosses wherever your trigger level is there and suddenly waveform starts not stopping. ठीक है. If you keep it on input trigger level, then you don't have to worry because input amplitude is constant. ठीक है. Just समथिंग टू रिमेंबर. चैनल 2 पे ट्रिगरिंग रखा है, बराबर है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज राइजिंग स्लोप, फॉलिंग स्लोप. नॉर्मली दिस डजंट मैटर. इफ यू ट्राई टू ट्रिगर ऑन फॉलिंग स्लोप, whenever voltage is going down and crosses the green line, it will stop. जैसे इधर हुआ है. And if you keep it on rising slope, whenever the slope is going up and crosses this line, then it will stop. You can even see this for our good old friend the square wave. ठीक है. If you keep it on if you keep it on, hope it stays there, still there. Yeah. Square wave, rising slope triggering, falling slope triggering. ठीक है. When it is coming down it triggers, and rising slope means when it is going up. ठीक है. At zero time, going up, stop the waveform. Falling means zero time, coming down, stop the waveform. Okay. So this normally doesn't matter, but in cases where it does matter, for example, if you are having ramp waveform, okay, and you are varying the ramping rate, okay, then it is better to trigger on the falling waveform. Falling part will always remain same, rising part will keep shifting. If you trigger on the rising, then the waveform will keep on shifting. Edge बाहर जाएगा रेंज के वगैरह वगैरह. ठीक है. So depending on situation, you have to decide what you are doing. If it is sawtooth or ramp wave, up and sharp down, or capacitor charging plus sharp discharging. Capacitor charging, sharp discharging. ऐसा अगर रहा तो sharp discharge coming down वाले इस पे ट्रिगर करो. Then it will be easier, more convenient to measure. ठीक है. ठीक है. Auto mode and normal mode. Basically, in normal mode, if you are out, it will not trigger at all. Whereas in auto mode, it will try to trigger and end up not triggering. Auto and normal में फर्क क्या है? Auto में कुछ ना कुछ दिखाते रहेगा. Normal में जो last trigger हुआ था वो दिखा के बंद हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So if you are in a position where you are trying to stabilize the waveform, keep it in auto mode. In traditional cathode ray oscilloscope, normal mode में basically blank हो जाता है स्क्रीन. तो तुम बोलेगा वेवफॉर्म नहीं आ रहा है. पहला ऑटो मोड में डालो तो कम से कम वेवफॉर्म आ रहा है लेकिन स्टेबल नहीं है, उस स्टेज पे पहुंचोगे. फिर ट्रिगर लेवल को प्रॉपर रेंज में लाओगे तो हो जाएगा. ठीक है. इन ट्रेडिशनल कैथोड रे ऑसिलोस्कोप ट्रिगर लेवल का इंडिकेटर नहीं रहता है, इसमें है डिजिटल है ना, ग्रीन लाइन, वो यूज करो बराबर उसको. ठीक है. ऑटो नॉर्मल हो गया. डीसी कपलिंग, एसी कपलिंग, नॉइज रिजेक्ट, एचएफ रिजेक्ट, इसको डीसी में रखो गपचुप. ठीक है. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट व्हाट ऑल दिस मींस. So default settings on this are all normally keep it as it is. Only thing you need to check triggering source, whether it is on channel 1 or channel 2, and whether you need it to be on channel 1 or channel 2. In rare experiments, you may need to control the rising or falling slope. बाकी settings don't change. Edge triggering ही रखो, auto mode में ही रखो और DC coupling में ही रखो. So number 1, 4 and 5 don't change. Number 3, which is rising and falling slope, change based on requirement. And number 2, very crucial, channel triggering, channel 1 or channel 2, extremely crucial that it should be the one which you need it to be triggered by, not the other. Okay? And if you are using only one channel of the oscilloscope, obviously you have to ensure that that channel is the one being used for triggering. Otherwise, waveform will not stabilize, will not come, all those things. Okay? All right. There are some rare experiments sometimes where you need two outputs to be measured, but you want them to be measured in comparison with some other input. Okay? In such a case, there is a provision to provide an external trigger. So put the input waveform on the external trigger knob, external trigger input, and put the two outputs on these two channels. In such a case, you have an option to trigger using the external source, ext karke option. So external source will be used as trigger, and the two waveforms will be measured with respect to each other under the common triggering by the trigger signal. Okay? In rare occasion, you may need to use this. Or you can yourself now think, once you understand what it means, you can yourself think some situation where that might be useful. But I don't see any direct use right now in your set of experiments. Okay? For example, if you want to see the triangular and square wave, you can, triangular and sine wave in waveform generator, you can trigger it using the square wave. So edge triggering can be using square wave. And on the screen you will get a stable triangular and stable sine wave, even though neither the triangle nor the sine were used for the trigger. The square is used for that. All three are supposed to be the same frequency and they are supposed to have a constant phase relation with each other. Then that will work. Okay. Example of when to use external triggering. Right now let us work with channel 2 triggering and this is challenging because of the crocodile pin not being proper, but ठीक है, आ गया. Okay. Let us hope this. Problem is the ground pin is so close to it, so it touches the ground simultaneously. सब hook हो जाता है. All right. So apart from this, don't touch anything is my usual advice, because this is all that you need. These are the controls which will be there on any oscilloscope you come across in the whole world. So all kind of fancy things, ultimately all you need to know about oscilloscope is time setting बराबर रखो, voltage का ground बराबर रखो, channel triggering, edge triggering बराबर रखो, rising falling edge, and channel 1, channel 2 triggering or external triggering, and bring the trigger level within the range of the waveform. Guaranteed your waveform will be there if it is coming from the circuit. Always before you do anything with any circuit, check it against the internal calibration signal of the oscilloscope. If internal calibration signal of the oscilloscope is not working, oscilloscope become old, sometimes that function generator flows, happens. Check it against some function generator. Okay? Check channel 1 on the function generator, check channel 2 on the same function generator. Obviously, you have to change the triggering when you change channel, so that you are sure that the oscilloscope is in perfect working condition. And if you check it against the signal generator, you get double benefit. You know that signal generator is also in good condition and oscilloscope also in good. Then start your experiment. Don't start your experiment before. Okay? Yes. This was a brief introduction on how to use oscilloscope. Let me give a quick recap. चाहिए क्या? Recap की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay. So the only menus which you need to worry about are the two channel menus, the horizontal menu and the trigger menu. Okay? Important settings. In the channel menu, keep the coupling on DC mode and keep the probe on 1x setting. Rest of the things normally don't change. Okay? But of course, default settings are keep the bandwidth filter off, keep the volt per division on course setting, and keep the invert off. Okay? But mainly always check the coupling and the probe multiplier 1x होना चाहिए. Same for the channel 2 menu. horizontal menu, directly go to page 2. This is more to check whether this is more to control the horizontal positioning knob and the time per division knob. If you need to measure time periods accurately, these two knobs can be useful. That is the main purpose why we are looking at the horizontal menu. Remember, horizontal menu has two pages. First page has nothing useful to us as such. It is used for marking certain regions and so on and so forth. If you are interested, read the manual of this oscilloscope. I personally don't know what it is about. It is some fancy thing which is provided as a package with the oscilloscope. According to me, that is not the most useful part of the oscilloscope. The oscilloscope is basically, it is the eye and ear of the physicist as far as electronic circuits or electrical and electronic circuits are concerned. So it has to act as your eyes and ears. It has to help you to measure certain things in the circuit. This part doesn't help for that, is my opinion. But you can read the manual and figure out what that is for. On page 2, you have these two settings: time per division coarse fine setting and horizontal position coarse fine setting. Default settings are what you need, means time per division is on coarse setting and horizontal positioning is on fine setting. So you can make fine steps when you move, and the time per division moves on coarse steps. Okay? This is exactly what you actually need in real life situations. So ideally don't change the defaults, but if you need to, you should know where they are. That is why I mentioned this. Finally, in trigger menu, again important thing is source of triggering and the slope, F2 and F3 functions. Okay? Source of triggering is absolutely crucial. Whichever channel you have put the signal on, that should be selected for triggering, otherwise waveform won't stop. And slope, normally default is rising, keep it as it is, but sometimes falling slope is useful. We have discussed the situation when that is there. When there is a sharp fall and gradual rise, the fall is a much better indicator for the stopping of the waveform. Okay? A reference point of the waveform. And trigger level should be between the limits of the waveform, otherwise the waveform won't stop. It will keep on running like this. Okay? These are the few things which you need to know. Again, while switching off, first stop. Okay? This will become red. Then switch it off from here. Then do this. Otherwise, while switching off, there is a power surge, and repeatedly doing that could damage the oscilloscope internally. It could damage one of the several circuits inside the oscilloscope. So after several times doing direct on-off, maybe this function generator would go, maybe the time-based generator would lose its calibration. Such things can happen. Okay? Whole thing won't blow as such. Thank you.